While I was in the bank, like I said, I already knew where I wanted to be. I had a mentor, his name is Ferrandro. He insisted that I had to put my plan on paper. I told him that, if you wake me up, this business I want to do, I can tell you, and it was true, I could tell you everything off the top of my head, but he insisted that even the Bible says, write it down, make it plain. So reluctantly, I agreed to get someone to write my business plan. And so I had that business plan, and I carried it around for 8 years before I finally found an investor. But in those 8 years, I was still in the bank. So I was relieving a colleague of mine, and so we visited one of our customers while she was away. They had a transaction that kept me in the office till past 11. My agreement with the bank then was that I was to close at 6. We closed late, no doubt, but 11 p.m. And that particular transaction, honestly, number one, it's not my account. All of the credit for that transaction was not going to come to me. Number two, they brought the transaction pretty late. They needed to submit that BG, otherwise they would lose the bid. So when my colleague resumed, the ideal thing, we also visited our customer together again in the process of, handing over back to her. We were in the CFO's office. The MD then said, but he's actually very grateful that even he thought they wouldn't meet up. He now asked the CFO that, what did I say about that person? The CFO now said, you said if the person can be this diligent and committed to another person's job, you wonder how he or she would handle his or her own business. Just gave me his card and said, I take code in case in future you decide to set up a business. And I gave him my card. And for years, I kept looking for an investor. One day, I just suddenly remembered this man. I just thought that day, you know what? Let me just call the man. Let me just greet him. If we talk to that point, I will say it. If we don't, I won't talk. He said, Madam Banker. I just asked after you one day. They said, she left Zenith since. So I apologized and I said, so where are you now? I said, well, I'm looking at starting my own thing. I said, fantastic. Good to know. I'll send you my TA's number. She'll book you an appointment. Let's talk about it. When I got in, I saw 4 guys. That man was one of the 4. He said, these are my partners. I thought we were coming to discuss business. Are you not prepared? I was born ready. That day was like a panel. They asked questions. The rest today is history. They invested in that one business. But I ensured they didn't invest in the other businesses. But that one business has given birth to 6 other businesses that are alive.
Adetola Akinola will be speaking at the Biblical Billionaire Conference 2024. Visit femiadisa.net to get your tickets.